Let's move on, though, Johnny, going into Avengers Infinity War. And as I said last week when we talked about Gamora, first off, if you haven't checked that out, go and check it out right now on our YouTube channel, YouTube page. But like I said in the beginning of that one, if you have not seen Avengers Infinity War, first off, what are you doing? This is the third weekend.
Shame on you.
I don't know how you haven't seen it yet, because I've seen it twice. I'm going to probably see it. I think I'm going to see it again, maybe, knock on wood, for a third time tomorrow. One of my other friends said she wants to go see it, so I'm like, sure. It was one of those things where she's like, oh, you've already seen it twice? I'll go with someone else. And I went, oh, no, you won't.
You will.
I'm like, I am seeing it a third time. She's like, but you already know what happens. I'm like, and this is another thing I'm going to get into really quick.
Yeah.
This is how much I love Avengers Infinity War. I have the urge to, when it comes out on DVD, buy it and just watch it over and over and over. Like I have the urge to just watch it on repeat. That is how good it, like, I got the urge after seeing it a second time with Dave.
I honestly, it's like a drug right now. I've been jonesing to go see it again, and I'm like ready to beat the rest of my friends.
Because
I saw it with you.
It once,
seen
right?
it once.
Okay.
I'm ready to beat the rest of my friends.
Because none of them want to go?
No one wants to, not like literally beat them. I've never really.
Johnny's like, I'm not a violent character.
I'm not a violent character, but I'm like jonesing for it right now.
Metaphorically.
Yes.
You're like Dave Chappelle's character. Want to smoke some crack?
You want some crack? Got some crack?
Which, by the way, saw a Facebook post.
Jonesing for
I think it was The Gap. They are selling a piece of clothing that is a tan jacket with a blue hoodie in the middle. Which is basically... Yeah, I'll let you put that together. But what we are talking about today, spoilers for Avengers Infinity War. If you have not seen it, I'll say it again. If you did not get the point, this is going to be spoiler-filled for Infinity War. But what we are talking today, Johnny, is what was the saddest, what was the most impactful, which death hit you the most? And I know there are many deaths, so for you guys in the comment section, I want to know who that death was. But for me and you, it's pretty much a little bit of a debate here, I think. And we're going to be looking at two, unless I'm wrong and your answer isn't going to be what I think it is. But the two that I think we're going to look at are Spider-Man and Groot. Because you sent me something on Monday where you're like, dude, check this out. Where basically James Gunn said that the last words that Groot said to Rocket as
translated,
he was fading
obviously
away,
it's I am Groot, but the
translated, he said dad. And James Gunn then did a tweet after that, the day after, where he said, I knew my answer to the spoiler question last night was touching and sad, but I really did not expect to wake up to so many tweets of people telling me they're crying. Sorry for that if you're at work or whatever, but it means a lot to me. You love the characters as much as I do. Because somebody, and he quoted in that tweet, someone said, oh man, thanks for the emotional gut punch there, Mr. Gunn. Jesus, that just added 195,483 extra layers into every Guardians scene from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Infinity War with the Guardians in it. 4 cry face emojis, and then used a GIF of the X-Men original series of like Wolverine chasing down Cyclops, and it's not playing. I'm assuming it's Cyclops crying is what it is.
I'm trying to find what you're talking about. I don't have that one up.
But basically what it is there's that. Then there's the Spider-Man side where there's an article from Screen Rants where one of the it was Matt Aiken, the lead visual effects supervisor for the Infinity Wars. This is basically how he explained the Peter Parker scene. Spidey's really fighting it. He definitely doesn't want to go, and he's fighting. He's incredibly powerful, so he's able to withhold it for a lot longer than some of the others. But in the end, he can't withstand it. So here's what I think it's going to be. I think I'm going to say Spider-Man. You're going to say Groot, right?
Well, I told you it's probably second, but close to first.
For this, for the sake of the discussion,
you want me to argue Groot?
Go on the Groot side.
Okay.
I'm going to let you have the floor first. Basically, why do you think, or why would you think, argue for someone who thinks Groot is the more impactful death? Because
Groot fans.
Because I am on the side of Spidey. Groot is a clear second.
Okay, so
down the wall. Stroke the furry wall.
I just like doing that. I don't know why. You see me do it before every show. I'm going to show them I'm doing it now.
Strokes the furry wall.
It's not fur. It's foam.
It's get them to the Greek reference. That's what I'm doing. I know it's Russell Brand, but go ahead.
So, anyways, all my Groot fans out there, I want you guys to support me, please. So the reason I have to say, yes, in the theater, Spider-Man was the most impactful. Because we knew what was going on. But the second Peter Gunn comes out with... So you remember... Because, I mean, I remember vividly, like a nightmare, as everyone disappears. First, it's Bucky. Then I think it was Sam next. No, T'Challa, then Sam.
No, I thought it's Sam, then T'Challa.
T'Challa. Why can I not say... I can't speak... I was going to say English. That's not English. I can't speak tonight. We'll just go with that. Then T'Challa, and then the Guardians. Nope. Then it was Groot.
Yeah.
Then
we didn't see the guys from Titan until after the main one. Did Scarlet Witch and Vision go before Groot or after Groot? I think they went after
Scarlet
Groot.
Witch disappeared after
Witch
Groot.
And Vision was after
Vision's
Groot.
body just stayed there.
That's right.
Vision's body just stayed there. But the only person, like, you got... Yeah, Bucky was sad because he goes, Steve disappears.
Yeah.
T'Challa tries
War Machine
looking for Sam. Sam goes, oh shit.
Black Panther comes up. No, this is no place to die. And right as
she grabs his hand, disappears.
Gone.
Groot looks at Rocket leaning against the log, and one final kind of scared, I am Groot. Disappears. And that doesn't have a huge impact. I mean, Rocket starts kind of crying, yells out, Groot, no. And that's really sad in that aspect. Because it's like, shit, I lost you again. This time I'm not getting you back.
Yeah, or they don't think I'm getting you back.
I'm just going with what Rocket thinks right now. I'm not going with our outside perspective.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rocket thinks, holy shit, I'm not getting you back.
Because before there was remnants of Groot left. There's nothing left of Groot now.
Yeah.
So he thinks nothing getting back. And then you got everyone else that disappears. You got Spider-Man in a long and lingering. And that's sad. It was probably the saddest one in the theater, but as soon as you can translate what Groot said, Dad, it was a father losing his son with no control. Rocket yes, the rest of the Guardians did too, but Rocket has raised Groot to the point where Groot considers him his father. And the only one that knew what Groot said at the time was Rocket. So I just start to imagine.
And Thor, if Thor heard it.
Yeah, and Thor, but Thor wasn't over there.
No, I know. I'm just making fun
and you're
of
right.
the
You're right.
joke
You're right.
It was an elective on Asgard.
Thor would have known too. And actually, if Quill was there, he would have known.
Yeah,
because he's starting to understand Groot too.
Because when he says it earlier, he goes, "Whoa, the acorn's on you, pal."
Exactly. So my thing was that's really. Again, Peter is really sad that like. Not wanting to go, kid being so scared.
You mean Rocket is sad? You said Peter.
No. Peter as in Peter Parker. That is a really sad scene to see a kid.
I'll defend that one. I'll defend that one.
Hey, don't tell me how to make an argument.
Go ahead.
I remember my speech classes, so fuck you. That was part of my speech class. Fuck you.
Fuck you. That's how you win a great speech. Is at the end of it, you just turn to your opponent and go, "Hey, fuck you."
Hey. Fuck you.
That's how Evil Morty won, right?
Basically,
but
it was more of a physical fuck you of killing people.
Go ahead with what you were saying.
Anyways, no, I mean that is really sad to see a kid scared out of his mind, knowing he's going. But I mean, I just go back to the father losing his son, scared dad, and disappears, and then the emotion that Rocket's going through of, I lost him. And I was his father. I was supposed to be there to protect him.
To me, I am on the other side. And the reason I am on the other side is I feel like how I feel with the two is they share so many of the same attributes, but the Spider-Man one takes it a step further. Like what you just said, the whole father losing his son losing his father. That's basically and I'm going to use air quotes for my audio listeners, at the core of the Spider-Man one too. Because first off, let's look into the deep dive here. Spider-Man obviously sees Tony as a father figure.
Yeah.
You saw it in Homecoming. You saw it in Civil War. He looks up to Tony. He wants that approval from Tony. We even see the little back and forth. Like, you know what? If you even cared, you would be here. Suit opens up. Iron Man steps out. What do you want, kid? What are you thinking? I am here. Like that whole scene where he takes the suit away from Spider-Man. So you have that side of it. Also, there's the other side of, yes, Rocket cares for Groot, but with Tony Stark, it's so many more layers to where Tony in this movie, I feel like this is me putting in my belief, that line in the beginning, that little back and forth between Tony and Pepper, there's a reason they told you about that dream.
Yeah.
There's a reason they said it how they did, where he was like, hey, you know, like when you have a dream and you have to pee and then you start going. Well, for me, I started in the dream and it's like, oh shit, I'm starting to go, and I've already gone on myself. That's my childhood for you. But
gross.
What it is he tells that, and then he's like, oh, like we named a kid and we named it after like your uncle or something. And right after the movie, I remember telling you, and I think I said this in our review, I was like, after the movie, I'm thinking, holy shit. Subconsciously, at that point, that was his dream telling him that you do have a son. Mm-hmm. You see Peter as your son or as a son-like figure. So that to me, yeah, Rocket feels that already, but the fact that Tony doesn't consciously, but subconsciously does, and this is kind of that whole like process of you don't know what you got till it's gone kind of a thing. Yeah. And actually those feelings coming up for the first time make it to me even more. Then there's the third one. So Peter's the first part of this. Tony's the second part of this. The third part is what the visual effects guy went into, where he said Spidey's really fighting it. He definitely doesn't want to go, and he's fighting. He's incredibly powerful, so he's able to withhold it a lot longer than some of the others. But in the end, he can't withstand it. To the fact that, yeah, you can say, well, no, that's not fair because Peter has the powers to do that where Groot didn't. But the fact that he was just as scared as Groot and was trying to fight it. And you see that little bit of hope and him just go, it didn't say dad, but just the I'm sorry. And think back. What is he saying I'm sorry for? He could be saying he's sorry because he's failed Tony, this or that. I think in Peter's head, he was saying I'm sorry for not listening. Mm-hmm. When Tony said, no, you're going back, hits the parachute, and he goes. That's what I think he's saying. A little inference there, but that to me is why that is more impactful. However, the Groot one, it's not like a definite, like, no, you're wrong. I can see both sides. Yeah. But that's why I would say Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. The only thing and this is because of me, the reason I can see, again, the Groot is, I was telling you, it was a close tie. If not, it was second, if not a close tie, is because I think, yeah, it's really sad to see Spider-Man, like, and especially with that explanation as well. He's trying to fight it, and that's why he lasted longer. In the Tony and his relationship, yeah, but when you, and I wouldn't know this specifically, if parents out there can tell us, when you've raised something as opposed to taking someone under your wing, what has more of an attachment? You and your mom, or you and some of your friends?
Oh, I couldn't imagine losing my mother.
Exactly. I feel like that's a closer bond. So in a sense, I feel like that's the closer bond lost. And that's why it was so sad to lose Groot.
And that's the thing I'm arguing, or kind of arguing, is that's the point of that, having that dream be said at the beginning. Because yes, the death is the something to kick it into, like, holy shit, that's how I feel. But it puts it in the subconscious that, you know, Tony is feeling like Peter is his son. He just doesn't know it yet. Like, and that's the thing that kicks the feeling into where it's like, holy crap, I lost my son.
Yeah.
kind
But
of
I'm
thing.
saying,
Although they're not blood related, it's like a stepson and a stepfather.
neither is Groot and Rocket.
True.
But Rocket has raised
the rabbit.
the rabbit. Rocket has raised him.
Exactly.
Rocket has been his actual, basically. Well, again,
And they've been friends before that.
they were
too.
friends before that, and knew Groot. So Rocket already has this attachment to the baby Groot. Baby Groot learns that, excuse me, this is my dad. That's all Groot really knows. So that's why I see it as, again, like a second, if not a tie with with Spider-Man, because in the movie, without the context, I would totally give it to Spider-Man. But now this makes it a second, or even a like I said, a tie or a close tie, because of the context behind it now. The
one I want to throw in, and neither of us are going to say this is the most impactful.
Okay.
But I feel like there's a third camp out there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's a third camp out there that is going to say Gamora.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, we talked about it last week. That is another one. Notice all three of these deaths revolve around a parent
losing
and
a child.
Kid. The thing with Gamora's is that more impactful because it was the father choosing, I have to do this for what I believe in, and making the impossible choice.
That's a really hard choice.
Like what you were saying, the bond between, it would be like imagining, and I know my mom wouldn't be able to do this because she's so, like, anything happens, like, let's say we're at such and such area, anything happens and she hears about it on Facebook, she immediately texts me.
That's
and
how
I know
mom
that's
is
a
too.
motherly thing, but it would be like your mom grabbing you saying, I have to kill you for what I believe in.
Yeah.
And to complete my goal in life. That's hard to do. So like, is there a case for the people that say it's Gamora to have a leg to stand on that's the most impactful?
I would say they do have a leg to stand on, but in my opinion, it goes Spider-Man and Groot, and then Gamora is would be my third.
Yeah.
It hands down, that would be the order. Spider-Man, again, it's really close with Groot and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's maybe leading that much because of, I
think with Spider-Man, there's so much more into it, where it's so many working pieces.
Yeah.
To where I feel like Spider-Man's death is the more complex version. Groot's is, now that we know it's dad, Groot's is the more simplified version. And I mean, that's not taking away anything from either or.
No.
But it's just if you feel a connection to the Spider-Man one, it's because you understand and feel for all the moving parts. And like in the one tweet I read where it's like, holy crap, going back and all the scenes in Guardians 2 and Infinity War that make the Groot Rocket one so impactful as well.
I have another one that was pretty.
Is it the same one I'm thinking of? Go ahead.
Isn't a Disappear one either. This it's sad. It doesn't even like make a running for the other ones. But when Scarlet Witch has to blow up Vision,
I was actually gonna bring up Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, only to, and this is what makes it so much worse.
Only
though.
to have it undone,
and then like rip part of his skull out. That is, and it doesn't come into the running. Maybe kind of competes with Gamora, but doesn't compete with the other two.
I'll give you my top 5.
Okay.
Here's my top 5 most impactful deaths. Do you want me to start from 5 or start with 1?
Well, one's the most impactful. Go with 5 to 1.
So number 5 on my rankings of most impactful deaths in Infinity War goes to Loki.
Oh shit!
I mean, that was one where,
how did I forget about him?
And this is a debate I had with Dave. And I want to ask you this. First off with you,
yeah, go ahead.
It's a simple question. Do you think Loki's coming back?
So this all comes into a whole what's going to happen in 4, and I think most everyone's going to come back.
Do you think Loki comes back and is back for good? That's the
debate.
Question. Because my answer was no, because his trachea got destroyed.
Well, oh, you know what? No, you're right. Because
Dave was thinking, he resurrected before, he'll find a way. No.
He's not going to find a way.
Thanos in front of Thor squeezed that trachea in that neck and crushed it.
Actually, no, I go back. Yeah, no, he's not gonna come back because when they reverse everything, they're gonna reverse everyone that was taken by the stone. and
But
possibly
not reverse it that far.
No, well, it's more so okay, and this is going with the theory that everyone that disappeared is sucked into the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Everyone that got just
They're
dust,
not dead. They're just in the Soul Stone.
everyone who became dust in the wind is going to come back.
Dust in the wind.
You're welcome. And then there's going to be another one of Guardians.
I just need an acoustic guitar.
All we are is dust in the wind.
Oh God! Somebody make that music video. Make us cry.
Please, I want that whole end scene.
Dust in the wind.
Dust in the wind in the background.
Or just Steve Rogers playing an acoustic guitar.
Eyes.
Go on with what you
Only
were saying.
for a moment, then Bucky's gone.
Oh, keep going.
Just keep going
Keep
down
going.
the list.
I don't need to cry. I don't need to cry today. Keep going. What you were saying about Loki.
So no, because everyone from that's going to come back. The Guardians are going to try and find a way to get Gamora back because we got, and the only reason we say that is because we got hints about Guardians 3. Thor's not going to try and get Loki back.
No,
not because he doesn't want his brother back, but because he's not going to see
you really are the worst brother.
He saw his own brother's trachea just smash. He's not gonna,
and the coloration in his face looked like it changed after that happened.
God, and not even like in the same way that it did in the Dark World, like
gray death phase. Yeah. So that would be my 5. Would be Loki.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Number 4, I'm gonna say Vision. Well, Vision, Scarlet Death, they're a package. Basically because what you were saying. Hey, I killed you myself, even though you told me the whole romantic line of all I feel is you.
I love you. He actually said I love you right before she blew him up.
And then you have number 3 would be Gamora, number 2 would be Groot, number 1 would be Spider-Man. What about you? Because there are so many I did not list.
My list is very close to yours.
Okay.
There's one I had and I couldn't remember. I'm
Heimdall?
like blanking right now. No, Heimdall wasn't that like impactful. It was sad to see Heimdall go.
Was it someone at the end or?
I'm trying to remember what it was now because I mean, let's just go through the list of everyone that passed away, died. I'm just gonna go with. So we got Spider-Man.
It wasn't Doctor Strange.
No, definitely not. Doctor Strange was way too calm.
Well, because he saw the future.
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
He's the only one that knows what's happening.
He was just like way too calm for that to be even remotely a sad death. Trying to think everyone who died now. The Guardians, not so sad.
Everyone but Rocket. You have Sam, you have T'Challa, you have Vision, Scarlet Witch. Bucky is gone. It was the 5th tribe of Wakanda, that tribe. I can't
one led
remember
by
the name.
White Ape.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the tribe.
I can't either.
You also had
led by M'Baku, I think it is, right?
Heimdall. You had Loki, the Nova Corps.
But doing off-screen death.
But I mean, still wiping out the Nova Corps.
That is sad too, because think of
the Collector.
The Collector, again, another off-screen death. I'm not really too saddened by his death, honestly. He's not really that lovable of a character, not really that emotionally tied to him. I mean, the Nova Corps one would be sad, too, because just think about John C. Reilly's character and his family. He destroyed all of Xandar.
Yeah. And now there's rumors that, hey, that could create the Nova.
So, that'd be
the Nova
cool.
that we know and love.
Yeah. My list is going to be basically yours. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else.
Unless you want to throw like Ebony Maw in there, but that's a villain.
Wasn't really sad about it.
I think out of the Black Order, his was the coolest death.
Ebony Maw.
Ebony Maw was the alien. Hey, you ever see that movie from Alien? They suck him out the door.
That was cool. I mean,
it's either him or Cole Obsidian.
Yeah.
When he latches the
Banner,
Hulkbuster.
Yeah, Buster Arm and just sends him through the shield.
No, he disintegrates him.
Yeah, because he sends him through the shield.
Oh, I thought it was not through, but it was just like kind of like when you do this, like with friction.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He dragged him along it, so he just burnt him to nothing.
A crisp.
Actually, it was like nothing was left.
Nothing was left. So really, you'd say the same list.
Yeah, same list. And again, like I said, Spider-Man, Groot's like a second, if not a close, if not like tying for first.
Also, you want to hear a fun fact I learned before we wrap this up?
Yeah.
The line in Infinity War where they were like, what's Thanos? Who is Thanos? Or who's Thanos? I'll do one better. Why Thanos? That line from Drax, Completely improv from Dave Bautista.
I believe it, and I love when they improv stuff like that.
Completely improv from Bautista.
I love when they improv shit, because apparently, I don't know if you read the art. Wasn't this article? Or was it another one?
That they let most of them do improv.
Tom Holland improv that last scene.
Yep. They just told them what they wanted. That was awesome.
This is what we want from you. Oh shit!
God, that was awesome.
God damn it, Tom Holland!
That's why it's my number one. That's my number one.
Crying from the cast. Like,
that's
could you imagine?
My number one. But any final thought before I wrap this up? We're getting kind of pressed for time here before the camera shuts.
I mean, beautiful. All beautiful stuff.
This is where you guys, if you have not already, let us know what your most impactful death when you saw Avengers Infinity War, or
you better have seen it if you're watching this. I'm not going to look at you guys right now.
If you went the whole way, then spoilers.
This is your fault. You did this to yourself.
Let us know your most impactful death down below in the comment section.